Hello guys, welcome back. I'm just going to do a broadcast tonight about 10 ways you can see the flat earth is bullshit without even looking at the shape. Just using your common sense, guys. Just looking at it for what it is. Without even looking at the science. Without even looking at NASA. Without looking at the maths. You can see this is just bullshit, and there's so many ways you can see it, and I've seen it through other movements, or like the chemtrails, or you see this shit over and over again. And I want to mention 10 of these reasons, but I want to also mention IPS, Infinite Plane Society, guys. This is a weird chap. This is weird. I wish he made it into the July cringe, standing in his underwear. Like, this guy, Flat Earth Reset, that's stalking him, man. God, he's relentless. Just a pity he's a flat earther, but he's relentless. And Infinite Plane Society is really taking it to heart. And this guy, Flat Earth Reset, he's only got like 300 subs or something. And he's really getting under the skin of IPS. And I've got to say, IPS, he had an art show, and he done actually quite well. It was quite a good art show. If it was any other subject, it would have been quite a good art show. He had a nice facility for it. It was successful, I would say, but apart, nobody went to it. But guys, come on, IPS standing in his underwear. Come on, what a shame. What a shame on that guy. If you have to dress right down to your underwear with your balls hanging out to prove that you're a guy, I feel sorry for you, man. I feel sorry for you, IPS, that you have to strip right down to your wee scanties to prove that you're a guy. It's a shame. It's a shame. Why are you feeding the troll? This is maybe I'm thinking that this is deliberate. IPS wants he wants some sympathy. He's playing the old sympathy card. But it's quite a drama. It's quite funny actually to watch. I think they're just generating this drama because this rocket coming up. A lot of people are talking about this rocket. It's getting really close. I think it's the third Tuesday of August. So I think he's trying to get rid of the trolls before this happens, before he gets scrutinised for it. So he must be just under pressure. Either that or he's just playing up to the trolls and he's liking the drama right now and he's just choosing this 300 sub flat earther to mess with. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go through a few things that prove to me, oh shit, that prove to me that flat earth is bullshit without looking at the shape. And this is number one, guys. This is the one reason why I think flat earth is a fraud and is bullshit without looking at the shape. The fact that it's been done before. This shit's all been done before, guys. The myth of the flat earth is a modern misconception that the prevailing cosmological view during the Middle Ages in Europe was that the earth was flat instead of spherical. During the early Middle Ages, virtually all scholars maintained the spherical viewpoint first expressed by the ancient Greeks. Which means 500 years ago, they believed the earth was flat. That's bullshit. They didn't believe the earth was flat 500 years ago. The argument 500 years ago was over geocentrism, whether we were in the middle or whether the sun was in the middle. But the notion that the earth's spherical has been around since Greek times, people. And during the Middle Ages, they believed in the spherical earth. But this flat earth myth, there was like a battle between the Darwinists, the evolutionists, and the creationists. And the Darwinists kind of created this flat earth myth to discredit the creationists. So maybe this is what's happening now. Maybe the Darwinists today are the NASA guys or the mainstream science. And the creationists are probably still the creationists, the religious people, but They'll suck in the conspiracy theorists as well, and every other branch. So this could be just a way to discredit this. This could be a modern what happened here during the myth of the flat Earth. So that's one way to know that this is fucking bullshit. Second reason I think it's bullshit, without looking at the shape, is the fact that every time the flat Earth, this thought of flat Earth pops up, it's always a Mason that's pushing it, guys. It's always a Mason. It's always some kind of Mason or some kind of guy for a Freemasonic group or something like that, like Robotham. So that's the second reason. So this shit's all happened before, guys. The flat Earth myth was generated in the past to discredit groups. The flat Earth myth was generated in the past to discredit the creationists, just to get them off the Darwinists' backs, because the Darwinists at the time, mid 1800s, they never had enough evidence that evolution was exists, but they do now. Obviously, they do now. They've got good evidence that evolution's a real thing. But back then, when it was still a new idea, the creationists were on top of them, and the religious fanatics. So this was a way that the evolutionists used. It was a tactic they used to try and discredit the creationists. And like I said, guys, I think it's happening again. It's happening again. I think NASA, or maybe the big science, mainstream science guys, created this, or brought it. They never created it, because we've seen it's always been around, but they've resurrected it, let's say. And that's, if you look through it, that's what I'm saying. You don't have to look at shape, and you can see this is just a load of shit when you start digging into the history of the flat Earth as well. It's a lot of shit, guys. Come on. Anyway, that's 3 reasons I think. I've wrote them down, like the fact that it's been done before. Same with that flat Earth Zion. I think that there was a guy in this, I think it was the 50s or 60s, he created this place. It was like Zion in America somewhere. And if you didn't believe in the flat Earth, you were lower than a dog or something like that, said on the sign. Same again, it was another like secret society, Jonestown like, cult like. It's never just normal guys like Dell in his shed that start up these things. You know what I mean? It's never just a normal dude, a joiner or a fucking carpenter or some normal working class guy that turns around and goes, "You know what? Let's start a flat Earth group." It's always secret societies. It's always Freemasons. It's always dodgy characters that are poking about with the occult and stuff like that. So if you look at these shady characters and who's associated with the flat Earth in the past, that should be enough evidence without even looking at the shape. It's just logic. It's just street, like, you have to be streetwise as well with this shit. It's like your discernment. And to me, flat Earth is stank for the beginning. Another reason, and it's my third reason, is that it's infested with charlatans, snake oil salesmen. Look how many people are going around with GoFundMe, Patreons, adverts. All the flat earthers. Every one of the big top channels are trying to make a quick buck. And this is where you're seeing they're starting to attack each other now. They're starting to eat each other up, because they're all having hangouts. They're all having hangouts. So it's only natural that, because I remember back in the days, they used to wait for each other. Like, Patricia Steere would have a hangout, and then right after them, you could see Nathan Oakley in the chat, and he was waiting for her to finish. And then he would start his hangout, and then he would finish, and then Antonio would start winning. And they were all sort of like, right, you have your shot, and they were quite willing to wait. But nowadays, they're all on at the same time. They're all battling over whose attention they're getting. It's good. It's good. It's good to see them eat each other up now. So we've got Flat Earth Reset. He's still a flat earther, so to me, he's still on the other side. But it's just good to see that. It's weird with Flat Earth Reset, because he's attacking IPS and he's going on about Patricia Steere, Mark Sargent, and Does he not realise that the fact that there's so many charlatans in this so-called truth movement, flat earth bullshit, should send warning signals that it is just bullshit. That's what it is, just bullshit. So it's good to see the flat earthers starting to eat each other up, because they're all vying for attention. Even that Jamie Brown guy. Jamie Brown said he got a copyright strike for Captain Bullshit, and the same night he was live streaming. He said he was banned for live streaming, and the same night he's live streaming. Same with Martin. Martin came out with the same night. Someone's hit me with copyright. I can't live stream, and they're all going for the sympathy card. Like, oh, the truth's been suppressed. Fuck off. Do you know what I mean? It's just bullshit. No one's suppressing them. And if anything, the same with IPS. IPS saying he's got to try and raise a GoFundMe to try and get a lawsuit against Flat Earth Reset because it's harming his business. Since when was Infinite Plane Society a business? It'd be different if Infinite Plane Society guys started up his channel called Flat Earth Art, and if he started up as Flat Earth Art and then just sold Flat Earth Art and done exhibitions and stuff like that, maybe he wouldn't get the heat. But the thing is, he never started it up like that. He started it as a channel called Infinite Plane. So already he's saying it's an infinite plane, and society at the end as well. So he's saying it's a group, a society, a culture. So he set it up as a society, a flat earth society, and he's all the shit that he's getting now is just part of YouTube. It's a part of freedom of speech. I've had 8-hour hangouts from that Poncho Pete. Poncho Pete's still using my heat and his stupid memes. This whole Troll Team 6. When you hear about Troll Team 6, Poncho actually invented that term, and he classed me, Tim, John LeBon, Flat Earth Math, Jeremy, P Mars, somebody else. Like it was like the Troll Team 6. But now it's like they've took it on. Avets took on the Troll Team 6 thing. But I was part of the original Troll Team 6. Anyway, IPS. I don't even know why he's folding to this pressure. It's strange, but he can't raise money to fight. If he's to be honest, I said this hangouts ago, that if you started a Flat Earth group as a religious group, like say that you've got a doctrine, it's a religious group, well, by law you would have to be left alone, because you should have the right in Western society to believe what you want to believe. But he started it as a sort of culty group, and we've got the right to criticise him. He can't get any lawyers to stop people criticising, because I get criticised. Like I said, Poncho Pete had 8-hour hangouts with me for weeks, saying I was a criminal and a child killer. Same with Dell. Dell saying I'm criminal minded and I'm enemy to humanity, and like if I was to do the same as what IPS is saying to all the flat earthers that's done it to me, if I was to take them all to small courts, I'd walk away with a fortune if he thinks that's what reality is. But the reality is that we've all got freedom of speech, and I know plenty people, plenty channels that have used stuff of mine, and I've never hit them with a copyright. Even Nathan Oakley. Nathan Oakley's even got one of my videos that I've used solely. It's my art. I've not used anything from any hangouts or anything like that. It's completely mine, and it's on his channel. He shared it, and I could hit him with a copyright strike if I was spiteful, but I don't, because I respect people's right to express themselves, which he doesn't, obviously. Anyway, moving on. It was number 3, the fact that it's infested by charlatans, and last year it started getting like that way. Like David Weiss was bringing in his peanuts and shit like that, and you could see they were kind of trying to product place, trying to have a go at it, but it just wasn't happening. But it's rampant now. The money that they're trying to make in this is rampant, and it's there's not enough money to make. There's too many flat earthers and not enough money, so they're all just scrambling for pennies, really. If there was one or two big flat earthers and all the money went to them, they'd probably make some decent money. But when you've got like 200 flat earthers all trying to make money, all trying their best, they're getting pennies each. It's pathetic. Anyway, the fact that it's infested by charlatans, people should know that this is a fucking scam. Right, number 4. They can never agree on the same model. Doesn't that give you alarm bells, flat earthers? The fact that there's no flat earthers out there that can agree on the same model. Like the globe guys, all of us that argue for the globe, me, PMRs, Timmy, we can all agree, and we've never stopped agreeing. And we always have stuck with the same story. And it's like anything you see, like even religion. There's so many different versions of religion. That's how you know religion's bullshit. Because there's so many different versions of it. And if there's so many different versions, like, you can't find the truth. There's only one truth, guys. And that's how you know the spherical earth is the truth. Because there's only one version. One predictable, capable version. And when you look at the flat earth, they can't agree on one model. They've got the infinite plane, they've got the dome, they've got the fucking firmament, they've got all this rubbish. They can't agree on one model, map, anything. And that should be a warning sign. Without going out and looking at any evidence of the curve or anything like that, or bendy water like Dell says, or any shit like that. The fact that there's no flat earthers, and Dell from Beyond the Imaginary Curve, he knows this as well. This is why he doesn't agree with any of it. He's like a senile old guy, or he's like a 6-month-old baby. Like, he's like, I don't know who I am, where I am, what I am. It's like somebody that's just blind and just walking through existence blind. It's a shame. It's a shame. So they can never agree. So Dell just takes the stance, he's just saying there's no model, and that's just bullshit. That's just another ad hoc. So the fact that they can't agree on one model, guys, come on. Not one model. And even the eclipse, they're even bickering between each other about the eclipse. Journalism saying the eclipse works on the globe model. It does. Morgile's disagreeing. Bob's probably throwing in Rahu and all the rest of it. That's the only thing they can explain away the eclipse with, is Rahu. That's it. Rahu. That there's no evidence for. Anyway, that was my number 4. The fact that they can't agree on any one model. So this is just using your common sense. This is just your gut instincts when you go, wait a minute. This is without looking at the science, without looking at the maths. This is just you using your intuition. Like, what the fuck? Always changes. Anyway, I'm going to have a look at chat. Oh, there's Validation Boy. Validation Boy got taken down by IPS. I heard him kind of begging IPS for his channel back, and IPS agreeing, and obviously he's not fulfilled it, or he can't fulfill it. Let's see, who's in the house? We have Barbie, who's changed her name to Social Justice. That's interesting, Barbie. It's a new direction. Soundly was first here. Good to see you, mate. And well done with all your research. Sometimes I don't know how you can do it. Like, persist and going on and on to the... like... Test Vision is here. Overstand, we are free energy. Nice to see you. Cynthia is here. Hello, Cynthia. What would it... Willie. That's what Cynthia used to call me, Willie. Orphan Red. Your volume is so low, we can barely hear you. Right. Sorry. need to fix the old decibels. Right guys, just fixing the volume. Maybe this is a wee bit better. Sound a wee bit better, guys. I'm using my son's mic. I found that my son's mic's actually at the bottom, obviously, but it seems to pick up the sound a wee bit better. Right, we'll go back. Validation Boy says he didn't beg at all. In fact, I cussed him out. Jedi. Well, I think you were too soft on him, considering he just took down your channel. I would have known that he wouldn't have tried to go and change his mind. I would have just laid into him there and then. Martin Leedke, shit blew my ears. Good to see yous, people. Good to see yous. Right, I'm at number 4, so I'll have a quick run through from 1 to 4. Why I think flat Earth's bullshit, without looking at any shapes, without looking at science, without looking at math, just looking at it with common sense. And it's just the fact that it's been done before, with the flat Earth myth, this flat Earth Zion shit. The fact that every time it resurrects, it's by Freemasons or people from secret societies or occultish groups. The third reason is it's infested with charlatans. Charlatans everywhere. You can see most flat Earth channels are asking for money. Political hillbilly, he got caught. Dan Pratt right now, he's been a bit irritating. I commented on one of Star Gods videos, and Dan Pratt was on top of my comment. I was saying nice videos, Star Gods, and Dan Pratt's on top of my comment. What was it he was saying to me? For someone of Christ, you're not acting Christ. For 2 years you've done something Christ. I was thinking, what are you talking about? What's all this religious garble coming out of Dan Pratt's mouth, man? Go back and cry like a wee crybaby like you have twice before, Dan Pratt, crying, oh, we need money off the state. So anyway, well, IPS makes his way being a deceiver. I got deceived. Simple. I think I've got to give IPS credit, guys, and I said it to Timmy for the start. IPS is a smart guy, and he's probably one of the smartest cookies out here, I'm telling you, because he's came into this, he's seen it for what it is. I could see for the start he wasn't a flat earther, and he never really said he was a flat earther for the start. Excuse me. And it was like, if you're stupid enough to fall for IPS's charade he has going on, if you're stupid enough to fall for it, well, you're stupid enough to get your money taken for you, and that's the way he sees it. He sees it like cattle, zombies, the way he paints zombies. That's his. I think he respects people that maybe can see what he's doing. I think he can. I think IPS knows I can see what he's doing. The flat earthers that are blind to what he's doing, well, maybe they deserved to be herded. That's the cattle. That's the zombies. But IPS is a smart guy. He is a smart guy. I kind of, when I was taking the piss at the beginning with IPS, and I was saying this could be a tranny and stuff like that, I was only winding him up because he done a show a couple of days before, and he was saying that Arnold Schwarzenegger was a tranny, and he was saying that the astronauts, all the NASA astronauts that went to the moon, they were trannies. So I thought, I'll make my next video and I'll say he's a tranny, and I'll look at the photo and I'll start saying, look at his hips, look at this, look at... I was only winding him up. I wasn't really... I didn't really think... I think he's a feminine guy. He's obviously small in stature. He's a small guy. So... But I never really thought he was a... I was kind of winding him up. But this Flat Earth Reset guy, man, this is hilarious. But at the same time, as soon as he stops antagonising IPS and make some flat earth videos, I'll be on his back. Flat earth reset's back. So, anyway, right, I'll go back to my wee list I've made. I've made a wee list, and I keep getting this detoured off on this Infinite Plane Society guy, because he's, honestly guys, he's hilarious. He's funny, and he's working up the whole. He's getting his people all emotional. He's getting his followers emotional. You can see they're getting really emotional in his chat. They're getting to the point where I'll sort the guy out. I'll do this to him. I'll do that to him. It's really turning cultish, and maybe that's his psychological gymnastics he plays with his subs. This whole victim he's playing right now. IPS is playing the victim. He isn't a victim. He's playing the victim. He knows it. He's picked picked the closest person that's trolling him right now properly, and he's just grasped him. Because even Nathan Oakley, when I was trolling him, he knew just to ignore me, and eventually I'll probably just stop. And I kind of did, and it's not because Nathan Oakley stopped being a flat earther. It's just because he got boring. He just got boring. But the Infinite Plane guy, smart guy, and he's playing you off for fools. All the flat earthers out there, he's playing you off for fools, and he knows it. They know it. And like I said, if they just said it's an art form, or they said it's just a religion or something like that, fair enough. But they're not. They're pushing it as like a militant idea. This whole globe exit. And listen to Dell. Dell wants people in the streets and all this shit and a war and. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, good to see you all. Eddie B, that's a new name. Where's all my flat earth big picked trannies? Alright. Dan Pratt, says John Curley. Don't like him. We are free energy, overstand. Right. So, number 5. This is another. The fact that flat earthers will argue for weeks over sphere earth evidence, but as soon as they bring out anything, it gets debunked like that. Most of Eric DeBay's 200 proofs are debunked. Most of them. The only ones that you probably can't debunk is the ones that use maybe atmospheric conditions and stuff like that. It could be. But most of that shit's debunked. Mark Sargent's stuff's debunked. It's all debunked, really. And anything they come out with, even they debunk themselves. Flat earthers come out with evidence like that Anthony Riley, and then he presents the evidence and then he debunks himself in the process, and then it disappears. But then he'll get a piece of Soundly's photography and talk about it for weeks and weeks and weeks. And this happened with Sly Sparkane before, Soundly man. This happened with Sly Sparkane, and they were arguing over, I think it was Blackpool Tower, for about 4 or 5 weeks. And I think there was about 20, 30 videos back and forth. And I could see the exact same thing happening to you, Soundly, and I was trying to warn you, like, then they get mixed up with arguing with these people. Then they get mixed up with it because it will drive you insane. And I think they're meaning it. They're just trolling us. These people are just trolling people who believe in the sphere earth. So there's no point arguing with them. There's no point arguing with them. Number 6. They always like to use faulty movie analogies. Mark Sargent's the master at movie analogies. I think because he doesn't go out, he doesn't experience life, so he can't use analogies of life like this guy, or he can't do that. He always has to resort to movie analogies because he probably just sits there watching movies all day. So that's his experience in life, movies. And when he explains something, he always uses it in movies. And Flat Earth has done this a lot. And one of them was that Men in Black. Remember that, guys? The Men in Black. I kept getting brought up. Do you know what? Let's get it up. Let's get it up. Right guys, I'll share this. This is just for fair use, so I hope I didn't get a copyright strike for it. I'll change the speaker to the internal one now. Sorry, the microphone. Right. For instance, guys, Flat Earth like to use this. This is one of the ones they use for the start.
For the most part, don't have a clue. They don't want one or need one either. They're happy. They think they have a good bead on things. Well, why the big secret? People are smart. They can handle it. The person is smart. People are dumb, panicky, dangerous animals, and you know it. 1,500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was the center of the universe. 500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was flat. And 15 minutes ago, you knew that people were alone on this planet.
So there, he's just saying that the fact that people thought that they were the center of the universe, but they were wrong. They thought they were the center of the universe. And just like Will Smith thought he was the only person on that planet, when he's really living with aliens, there's lots of aliens in this film, like living with him. So, but Flat Earth, they flip it around. They flip it around like, look, they're saying it's flat Earth, but it's not. What he's saying is that people thought the Earth was flat, but it's not. Will Smith thought that they were alone in this universe or on that planet, but they're not. So this is the way that Flat Earth abuse like movie references, and it's just pathetic. Mark Sargent's the master at it.
Imagine what you know tomorrow.
So the fact they use these movie references and they twist them should show that it's just bullshit. Another one, the Truman Show, guys. The Truman Show is always used in the Flat Earth, and it's the dome and the light. Sirius. You hear IPS talking about it a lot. The first thing that landed on the ground was the light called Sirius, and the Truman Show and Flat Earth, and what I've realised, because the Truman Show is one of my favourite movies. I've done a painting about the Truman Show, and what I've realised with the Truman Show is how hard it would be to contain one person. Because if you can remember, guys, the Truman Show, a massive dome was built to contain that one man, Truman. They had to employ thousands of actors. They had to have sets. They had to make up friends, family. They had to just to fool that one man. So the fact they had to do all this to fool one man, and they still failed. Truman still realised he was in a false reality. So this proves that humans, we can't be tricked that easy. We can't be tricked with Flat Earth. Truman proves that humans cannot be tricked or contained like that. And on a world scale, that's just with Truman. Imagine if you're trying to do it with everyone. So to me, the Truman Show epitomizes why Flat Earth couldn't work, or why tricking people into the Earth being flat would work. Because the Truman Show proves that you couldn't contain people like that under a dome, under a fake reality. But they use the Truman Show the other way, like you could do that to somebody, and it's just bullshit. So anyway, I like to throw that one in there. 7. Number 7 is the fact that Flat Earth has similar characteristics as other disinfo groups on the internet, on YouTube. There's lots of parallels with the chemtrail movement to Flat Earth. They've got these things called chembusters, like these pyramids, and the pyramids apparently use this power, this energy called organite. This organite pyramids, and I seen this coming into the chemtrail movement well before Flat Earth. I was like, what the hell are these people on about? Organite and all this shit. And then it didn't take long before this shit came into Flat Earth. Oh, Organite, like Antonio and all that shit. They were pushing the Organite, the New Agey stuff. So the fact that when you've already discovered a bullshit group like chemtrails, or any New Age weirdo group, and you can see characteristics, and then when you go into another group like Flat Earth and you start seeing similar characteristics arise, and similar gurus and characters emerging, and that should be a warning sign that this could also be a fucking psyop bullshit disinfo channel or whatever it is that's on YouTube. It's not true. And this is, I heard I was watching a channel earlier, I can't remember what they're called, but they said that YouTube are now putting artificial intelligence into the system to block certain videos that are going to be offensive. So it's going to be like a 1984 with these artificial intelligence going around YouTube. It's weird. It's weird. Freedom of speech is going to disappear soon, guys, so we just need to take advantage of it now before it's finished. And clowns like Flat Earth. Flat Earth bring out, the thing is, Flat Earth bring out the worst in humans, I think. Flat Earth, it can bring out the best in people, but it can also bring out the worst. Especially when people go down the whole group mentality. This group think that's hanging along with IPS, so culty the way they act. And I think a lot of them know it's bullshit as well. It's just like they're playing along with this game. It's like a game. Right, number 8. The number one motive of why the powers that be hide the shape of the earth is to hide God. Come on, for fuck's sake. See, when I first heard of the Flat Earth, and I thought if there was going to be any motivation of why they're hiding the shape of the Earth, I thought it was to do with something to do with the space program, like the moon landings or something like that. I thought, are they trying to hide the shape of the Earth because they never went to the moon or something? That was the first sort of motivation that came into my mind. But do you know what you hear from every flat earther, every one of them, is they're trying to make you feel insignificant. They're trying to hide God. Come on. If God was this almighty, powerful, omnipotent fucking being, whatever it is, could you hide him? Could you possibly hide God? If God's created this petri dish to trap us all inside, could you hide him? What the hell are you talking about? There's no atheists in flat earth. That's what I hear quite a lot as well. I hear IPS saying no Bible bashers, but he supports people like Isa who bashes the Quran. I heard Isa last night and Cathexis. Cathexis has squirmed his way back into the show, guys. I don't know if Soundly's known of Cathexis before, but he's come back with he's using he's made up profound sentences. What was it? The learner learns and the doer does and all this shit, and he says it a lot and he's typing it in chat, and just like Isa, all this shit that Isa says, I've heard so many times. This what was it? Admit. If you don't admit, you're admitting. If you admit, you don't admit. This shit, like, if you want to look in the boot of my car, well, give me $10,000. All this shit, I've heard all Isa's stories, and he always rambles on the same shit. But anyway, he was rambling on about the Quran last night. He was talking to Hank, and it was like he was almost converting Hank into a Muslim. And it's like, fucking hell, IPS supports Isa, but he doesn't support Bible bashing. But IPS supports Authentic Intent, who Bible bashes as well. So they're just a bunch of hypocrites. Anyway, Isa pushing his Quran shit on people. If anybody knows about the Quran, well, Isa, tell me about the satanic verses in the Quran. Tell me about the time that Muhammad tried to convert the Meccans and failed, and then he just blamed it on some kind of demon or angel and said, oh, this is the satanic part of the Quran. Tell me why the Quran suppresses women. Tell me why the Quran wants to kill gays. So he's sitting there preaching, and he's even getting the old Allah Jabalala, Allah Jabalala. He's getting the old Arabic gone, and it's like, fucking hell. What the hell is this turning into? What is this turning into? So where was I? I started going into a ramble there. I lost my train of thought. But anyway, God, that was it. To hide God. To hide God, guys. To me, if there is a God out there, why wouldn't he design the earth as the most perfect shape in the universe? A sphere. A sphere is the most perfect shape. Why wouldn't he? And we are contained. We are contained. It's called an atmosphere. An atmosphere. And it's infinite space, infinite stars, infinite planets, maybe even infinite life, other places. And to me, that's more spectacular than being stuck in a fucking petri dish where they're hiding God. God's getting hidden behind some fucking bush by the Rockefellers while they pretend we're on a petri dish. Come on, guys, what a lot of shit. And this is one of the things that I was asking. Why would they lie about the shape of the earth? Why would the powers that be lie about the shape of the earth? Because they're trying to hide they're trying to hide God. What? Like I said, I thought space programs, shit like that. Maybe they're trying to hide God. Aye, okay, right. 9. 9 is the fact that when you do bring up certain evidence, they'll use excuses like Rahu. So anybody that's sitting there, that's not looked at the shape, that's not looked at the maths, they're just sitting and listening, right? They're giving this Bob the Globebusters guy a chance. They're sitting there, and then you hear Rahu. That should be an alarm bell right away. Rahu, what the fuck's Rahu? There's no evidence for it. You have to dig into Vedic cosmology and shit like that. It's just a lot of shit. Using Rahu and simulation. This is when they just can't explain it at all. They just say, oh, it's a simulation. Like quantum. It's quantum. I see the sun in a different place that you see the sun. It's quantum. So it's just a cop-out. So that's another reason, like, without looking at the science, the math, just the fact they just make up bullshit excuses. Like Rahu. Even if you're not scientifically minded, you should hear this shit and say, Rahu? What the fuck's that? Like, what? And then if you type up Rahu, you're going to get nothing factual at all on the internet about Rahu. If there was a black disc floating about up there, it'd be blocking out stars, and you it's just ridiculous. And people like Bob from Globebusters pushes Rahu. Same way Eric Dubay and most flat earthers that can't explain eclipses will push, which is most of them. If they don't just say I don't know, they'll say Rahu or Cato and all this shit. And Bob likes to push that. Same with Jeranism. Jeranism I thought was a smart guy. But if he thinks that telling rice he loves it and it's going to preserve longer, and telling rice he hates it is going to make it mold quicker, and if he thinks that they pass out NASA fucking to watch eclipses, Jeran said this, I heard Jeran say this, that they pass out free eclipse glasses because they've got a sun moving inside them. Come on, guys. That's just grasping at straws. That's like Jeranism forgets that there's people been listening to them for a couple of years now, and there's some outrageous. I might just take all the clips, all these outrageous things I've said in the past. Same with Anthony Riley. Anthony Riley thinks the pyramids were poured like cement. These people that think they're so fucking smart, and they come out with something like that. You've got to remember those little things they come out with. All the hours and hours of rambling, thinking they're smart, and then they come out with 5 seconds that can wreck those hours of thinking they're smart. Those 5 seconds of saying that the pyramids are poured and all the rest of it. What was another thing Anthony Riley was pushing on IPS? Oh, gender fluid. Flat Earth is gender fluid. You need a slap, pal. Big Mac, slap. Right. So, Rahu, Kato, bullshit excuses. As soon as you hear bullshit excuses, like I said, there's so many things you can hear in Flat Earth, guys, without looking at all the evidence. It's just little alarm bells that you hear. Should point you towards this is a fucking lot of shit. Right. I think I've got one more. And these are just quick ones I wrote off the top of my head. Just 10 quick ones. I could probably make 50 reasons that Flat Earth is bullshit without looking at science. Just using common sense and like just your streetwise, your gut. Sometimes the feeling, you know there's a snake oil salesman in front of you. You know the tactics they're using, the speech they're using. And you can just feel it. You just feel that they're lying to you. Without looking at the shape of the earth, you can just tell this prick is lying. And these are some of the signs. And the fulfillment of experiments should be a warning sign. Like Flat Earth, this is my 10th one. Flat Earth have got amnesia. They've got total amnesia, guys. Globebusters done their balloon launch, failed. At the beginning of the year, they're looking through the equipment to buy. They were going to launch another one. And they just forgot about it. Just totally stopped talking about it. Just totally forgot about it. This rocket launch should be interesting, guys. IPS's rocket launch. This should be good. This should be good. Honestly, guys, I think this could sink the Flat Earth. I think this would give Flat Earth a nice lick of, I don't know, crazy paint. It needs a good lick of crazy paint. And I think with the Rocket Man crashing and maybe parts of his skull, maybe CNN, maybe this is what IPS wants, is the fact, even if there's going to be a death, so what? As long as there's a rocket on CNN with an old guy's head splattered against the Flat Earth sign, I think, because I think that this is going to be a disaster, a fucking disaster. Which is good. It's good. It's exciting. It's exciting, guys. I'm excited for this rocket, guys. I am. And this is what I like about IPS, because he's already proved with his art exhibition that he does follow through. This plane banner, I think it was fake. But if he's saying that he never crowdfunded it, and fair enough. Fair enough. But I'm looking forward to the rocket IPS. I'm really looking forward to it. And I feel sorry for you a wee bit, but I think you're playing the game. You're playing the emotional game with your subs. You're playing the victim. A lot of people are playing the victim. Jamie Brown.
What's going, guys? This Captain Bullshit. You can go fuck yourself. Well, Flat Earth is the truth's not coming out.
And then he's on live. He's on live with 70 viewers. 70 viewers, guys. 70 viewers. So these are just some of the reasons why I think Flat Earth is bullshit without even looking at the science. This is for lazy people. This is for people that's not interested in the fucking the science. They just want to know, like how can I tell that something stinks without having to dig deep into the science? And these reasons, like the fact that it's all been done before, the fact that every time it resurrects, it's Freemasons, secret societies, the Flat Earth is infested with charlatans and snake oil salesmen and people wanting money. That's all it is. Money. And because there's so many of them now doing live hangouts, before they used to wait. They used to compliment each other. They used to But they're all fighting now, and they're all going to eat each other up. So this is good. This is good for the globe guys, because they're going to destroy each other eventually. They can never agree on a model. They can never agree on a model. One model. Just like religions, invent tons of religions because it's bullshit. It's the same with Flat Earth. They've got loads of fucking Flat Earth versions because it's bullshit. There's no lots of versions of the truth. There is only one fucking objective truth. When you have different versions of it, well, there's something not right there. And when you can look at the sphere Earth and it's predictable and everyone agrees that, and we've not changed our minds, it never changes, it's the same fucking globe. But when you look at the flat Earth, there's so many different versions, guys. There's so many different versions. The funniest version's got to be Ronnie's and Jason's, which is just a flat map projection with a Pac-Man ball that flies over it. Aye. They like to argue for weeks and weeks and weeks over sphere Earth evidence and still never debunk it. But when it comes to their evidence, it usually lasts a day, maybe 2 days. But like Antonio Subarats, he never takes down the videos that gets debunked. Antonio's been debunked about 3 or 4 times. Maybe more, maybe 10 times. His videos, and he never takes them down. He never takes them down. They like to use bullshit analogies in movies. I've already explained the Truman Show. The Truman Show is a perfect example how you can't keep one man in a system for long before they become aware of what's going on. The Truman Show is a perfect example of how flat Earth could not exist with 7 billion people. How could you trick so many people on the planet when it was so hard to trick one man in that movie to convince him that that was his reality? And he still found it. Do you know what I mean? So the Truman Show is a bullshit analogy of flat Earth. I think the Truman Show represents what the flat Earth is if you get stuck in it. Truman getting out of the flat Earth is getting out of this scene, getting out of this way, this backward way of thinking. Maybe Truman in the movie was a flat earther, and once he got out away from Christos, once he got away from Christos, which could represent Christ, once he turned away from that, and once he turned away from that fake reality, maybe this is when he became a glober, a truther. So maybe that's what the flat Earth, the whole Truman Show represents. But it's not a good analogy to say that again, this is how you can trick men. If anything, it shows you how you can't trick men, especially smart men. And Truman in that movie is just a mediocre, normal guy. Anyway, it's got similar characteristics as all the other fucking bullshit disinfo groups out there, including chemtrails. The number one motive of why flat Earth exists is because the powers that be want to hide God. That's bullshit. That's just bullshit. If anyone says that to you, bullshit. They use excuses as Rahu to explain eclipses, and they never fulfill their experiments. So that's my rant over. That's my rant. I just had these things jumbling on my head, and I just thought I'd express them. So anyway, I'm going to have a look at chat because I can see there's people in. Dan Pratt's been trying to get on my case, but to me, that's another actor, guys. Like he took down his channel and disappeared because he was so cringy. He was crying, I can't feed my kids, I need money. Remember that, Dan Pratt? That wasn't so Christ-like. Begging. What's wrong with fastening your belt? Look at you. You could do with losing a few kilos or stones or whatever you call it. We call it stones over here, but you could do with losing a few kilos. Give them over here. I'll take them. Moaning about feeding your family and talking about how bad the government is when you rely on the government, Dan Pratt. People shouldn't forget Dan Pratt's first appearance on Potatoes, the Potato Show. Dan Pratt was on Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes, by the way. And he was there in a suit, and he was giving it the old posh boy. And then Patricia Steere says something like, "Oh, I thought I was going to get the Dan Pratt with the vest on," and suddenly Dan Pratt pulls off his tuxedo and he's sitting there in his vest. He's like, "Yeah, Dan Pratt's back," and you're like, "This is just an act. This is just an act. Dan Pratt, you're just a crap actor," and you can see it most of the time. Like at the beginning of Dan Pratt's videos, he goes like that. "Okay, guys." It's like you can see him changing character. It's like he's getting into character. It's like, "Okay, guys." It's the same shit over and over again. Right. Let's look at chat, people. Put chat on that side. Cigar Face Beta Mate. Wombra, Channel Q is here. Mr. Grimm is here. Laurie Gale, nice to see you. John Watson. All you see on these YouTube hangouts is the same 30 trannies talking drivel and sending each other cock pics. Very nice, John. I just unblocked you as well, John. That's how you're going to speak. Former Flat Earth P. Mars is here. You can technically see the curve at sea level with Soundly's method. You're right. You can. Soundly's videos and his photographs are very good evidence of curve on water. Any flat earthers that look at it and deny it, it's just bias. It's just bias. They've just all got this bias. Right, Orphan Red, former flat earth P. Mars. Actually, no, you can't. Even if the earth were a globe, you wouldn't be high enough at 7 miles up to detect any curvature with how vision works. I think Orphan Red's right. I think you have to get a good maybe 80 miles up before you can even detect curve. But there is curve, but you have to get really high. Right, so we've got Channel Q, we've got Eddie B. Who's Eddie B? 83. Captain Bullshit's here. Nice to see you, Captain Bullshit. So I'm saying, I think, what was this rubbish with Jamie Brown? Like, even when Jamie Brown was saying that you hit him with a copyright strike, for what? What did he show that deserved a copyright strike? And it's like they're just generating this drama to get sympathy. And Jamie Brown sits there like and share. It's like, why would you share Jamie Brown shit? I wouldn't even expect people to share my shit. Because at the end of the day, out with our little circle here, guys, within YouTube, within the Flat Earth, nobody else really knows me for Adam. So most things that I say, yous can relate to. But anybody looking in that's new, they wouldn't know what I'm talking about when I say about Dan Pratt and Patricia Steere. Like those early days of Dan Pratt's acting. Dan Pratt's acting's got a wee bit better over the years. I think he's filled in a few more holes in his ceiling in his garage. But he's a piece of shit, that Dan Pratt, honestly is. He's an actor. I've already came across this guy a couple of times. The crying. The thing is, when Dan Pratt cried on the camera, people, it wasn't live. It wasn't like a live, like I can understand maybe live he was caught off guard. Like you're doing a live broadcast, something emotional comes up and then you maybe get a tear. Okay? But you're a man. You're supposed to contain yourself. If you feel a bit emotional, go away somewhere. Let your emotion out, come back. Not Dan Pratt. Dan Pratt will cry on camera. Cry. And you know what he'll do? He'll make a video and then upload it to YouTube after knowing what's on the... Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Unless you were trying to play emotional games with people. And that's what Dan Pratt does. He plays emotional games with people. And he plays the same game that Dell plays with this whole rah, 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 just shouting and bawling over nothing. Shouting over nothing. In a garage. Just like Dell's in a shed. It's like the Mr. Normal guy. It's like, do I have to sit in a shithole to get taken seriously here? Do I have to like throw chipboard behind my head and fucking have filled holes in my ceiling to be taken seriously, like Dan Pratt or Dell. Maybe so. Anyway, go back to the chat. We'll see. Mark Taylor's here. I don't think I've ever banned Mark Taylor. Nice imagery, Jed. You should paint. I do paint, actually. I've got a few paintings. I might be able to show you. Let's see. Yeah. I might be able to show you a couple of paintings I've done. I've showed them in the past, but let's see if I can try and get them up. I've done a good Truman Show one, actually. Yeah. Right, I could probably move the chat a wee bit. There we go. So this is my web page, people. It's smallness. I need to actually make it bigger. Smaller. I need to, because I designed this web page on this massive 4K screen, so I need to make it a bit smaller. Anyway, let's see. So that's my Truman painting. I painted that in 2015, and that's probably around about 60 centimeters by about 60 centimeters. This was just a quick website I put together because one of my projects in college was to do a website. Oh, this is a self-portrait that I painted. This is acrylic as well. The Truman's acrylic. This is acrylic. Let's see. Oh, this was my Wish You Were Here. If anyone Pink Floyd fan out there, this is a coloured pencil. This is A3. This was A3 size, so it's not the smallest. It's not the biggest, but this is coloured pencil. Wish You Were Here. This is my hand. This is just on pencil. This is about the size of my hand. It's probably about life size. I was just drawing it, drawing it as it was there. It wasn't from a photograph. I drew it, and like life drawn. It was like a life drawing of my own hand. This is in pencil. This is just a copy. I drew this. I seen this. It's the famous wave. I can't remember the artist that done the wave, but somebody else adapted it to the bunnies. I just thought it was awesome, so I copied it myself. This is just felt tip pens. This was a Scottish artist that I copied. I copied a picture. I can't remember who it was, but you can see it's the old Celtic art. Mix of the Celtic and the Japanese sort of style. This was a self-portrait done with a pencil. This was a few years ago. This was 2015, maybe 14. This is some digital art. It's done in 2015. This is Mila Jovovich. She's very beautiful, and I could sit and draw her for hours. That was on the Wacom tablet. It's just a homeless guy in a wheelchair. It's a pastel. It's a quick pastel. Chalk or pastel, one of the two. These were just freehand. This is a wee experiment I done on Facebook. On Facebook, I had a blank piece of paper, and I was just asking people for brands. So I could just freehand. I've done all this freehand with pen, ink. So I was just asking people to hit me with brands. And these are some of the brands that I got on Facebook, and I would just, each time I got a new brand, I'd draw it up, and the people would see it sort of developing on Facebook, which was pretty cool. You can see here the Google, Snooker, the Tampax. Someone was trying to be smart and say Tampax, but I done the Tampax. Playboy, Disney, Lego, Coca-Cola. These are all just freehand. There's Tunnocks. That's me. This is just abstract. This is an abstract drawing of me over the concrete jungle, looking at the old monarch butterfly. Some versions of my, like a photograph I took, which is a few versions, different versions. Aye, so that's a life drawing of an old dude. Oh, I hated drawing the old dude, man, the old balls. Oh, this is Willie. This was a homeless guy. Yeah, this is done in felt tip pen as well. But this was an old guy called Willie. Crazy old dude, man. That was just sort of illustrative. So I was trying to do an illustrative style with you guys, a bit like Grand Theft Auto, that sort of rotoscope style. Look, this is a river near my where I live. It's Watery Leith. This is done in charcoal. That's about it. That's about it for my site. If you fancy seeing any more, just go to jedskepticmedia.com. Anyway, I'm going to go for a quick break. I might continue this. Hey guys, I hope you're all having a good night. I'm kind of filling in for Validation Boy. That's 2 AM now. He would have been probably started by now. Maybe I should give Validation Boy a wee platform here. Maybe I should open a Google Hangout and give him a wee shout here. Is there anything you want to say, Validation Boy? Is there anything you want to tell the world? The injustice of a flat earther. The injustice of a flat earth dogmatist. Right. Gimp Spandex Media's here. Yes. Nice to see you, man. I'm a rocket man. Nice name. Poseidon's here. Laurie Gill, John Watson, all the you. I swear to God, guys, I'm actually starting to build an emotional attachment to these faces, these names. That's what happens. Anyone can do this. Flat Earth Experiment Telescope. Grimm's putting in stuff. Mr. Grimm, only simpletons need to replace one belief system for another. Smart people are able to see when a claim is false without needing to cling to a different replacement claim. Well, that's kind of where we're sort of between two stools. Okay, guys, right. I'm going to go for a quick break, a quick smoke, because I can't smoke in my house anymore because of the newborn baby. I'll see if I can think of anything to say whilst I'm away. If not, I might just shut it down. But I hope you are having a good night, people. Let's see. I'll just leave these to squabble in the chat. Oh, it's a built-in microphone, that's why. Shit. That's why it was hard to hear me. I was using the built-in microphone. Oh, such a newbie era. I feel like Jamie Brown.
What am I doing? Oh, shit.
So even what we see in nature testify to this ancient Hebrew conception here, but we may be getting it wrong, Madon. You can show us how this is a globe with all of the planets orbiting the sun, but I see the sun inside, next to the clouds. This is what the ancient Hebrews said. So maybe the Hebrews was wrong, or maybe we ain't interpreting this right. Help us out, Madon.
To me, I believe that actual image was based off when they was believing that the Earth was flat. And me personally, you know, we go into the waters, separated the waters from the waters. I've heard many different concepts on that, but to me, that model right there was based off somebody's theology, and because for one, I believe in meteorites. So to me, when I see these meteorites coming through the sky, to me, it can't be a dome or what they call in the firmament made like that. To me, when you're talking about, I'm thinking, to me, it's just talking about the sky.
Well, listen, you brought up meteorites. You do know
This I'll switch my mic again. This fucking hangout started as Bro Sanchez and Sassy open panel with black supremacists. It started off with the title Black Supremacists. Now it's open panel on racial supremacy and more. So this is what I was saying before, guys. These people are trying to push the race card. Bro Sanchez like they're pulling the whole race card here, guys. Simple as that. Because it's like I said, it's got open panel and racial supremacy, but it said Bro Sanchez and Sassy open panel with black supremacists. That's how it. That was the first fucking title. Unbelievable. And if it was white, if this was white people doing the same shit, they would get hit so hard. So I don't know how it's all right for these people to do it. And there's Twitwit. I mean, Twitwit in there. You been exposed. I'm still here, family, just sick of all the drama. You just stay hidden away, exposing your kids and making fucking flat earth teens by animation. Where was it? What's this shit, guys? This is what they're trying to push here, man.
It is Photoshop. Has to be. It is Photoshop. Has to be.
So they've got some kind of sponsors going on here. So you've been exposed. Who else? You've been educate yourself. You've been exposed. Sponsor. Special thanks. What is that, our dad? And what was that? Gossip something. Gossip moms. Celeb scandal and entertainment. Juicy. What the fuck is this, guys? Come on. And what's this? Look at this shit. What is this? What the fuck is that? I don't care what you guys say, but I think this is perverse. This is perverse. This is exploiting kids. This is total perverse, guys. I don't care what you think. Young kids shouldn't be exploited like this for these ideologies. This is ridiculous, guys. Total ridiculous. I don't care what you think about that, but old space imaging. Fuck off, man. Right, guys, I think that's, I don't know. I think they're trying to bring new elements into this flat earth, especially with the black victimization. I've seen this is a weird thing. It's like the alt-right. You've seen the alt-right right now. It seems to be Trump supporters, Christians, and they seem to be fighting this radical left right now. And you, as an observer, feel yourself getting pushed and pulled. But right now, because the left is so extreme, you can feel yourself getting pushed to the right. And I think that's the plan, guys. I think maybe the extreme right create extreme left to gather more support. Like you can't force people into right-wing thought. But what if you create a left wing that is so extreme and so fascist that you become supporting right-wing values, and you shouldn't fall for that trap either. It's a trap. They're creating a left, they're creating the right, they're making you annoyed, they're deliberately trying to agitate you with this white guilt stuff. I've seen this coming up quite a lot, but at the same time, the alt-right pushing the Trump stuff, it's just strange. Like, I kind of agree with some of the left says, and I kind of agree with some of the right says, and you can't be any middle ground here. If you agree with the alt-right, you're classed as a racist. If you agree with some of the left stuff, which it's hard to agree with anything the left says nowadays. But maybe that's the plan, guys. Maybe that's why they're pushing this extreme left. and it's all tied in with social justice warriors. It's all tied in with the white guilt. It's all tied in with just the persecution of the male right now, the men. I don't think we're getting persecuted to the point. I think our freedom of speech, we can't say anything nowadays. We can't say anything. That the left is so liberal, it's become a dictatorship. And that's what Infinite Plane Society is trying to generate. It's trying to generate this victim mentality, this SJW mentality. He's the victim. He's the victim. And it's becoming, we should just enjoy YouTube right now while we can still have the freedom of speech. Because I think it's not going to last long. Like I said, there's going to be artificial intelligence going about the chats, making sure everybody's keeping in line. The end of free speech is close, and it's been pushed by the left. And eventually people are going to be right wing and not even know it. They're going to say, how the fuck did we turn into these right wingers? Because of the left. It's crazy, guys. Anyway, I think we're going to call it a night of that. I'll have a quick look at chat. Hope you're all having a good night. Again, that song was crap to some people, and it's the thing is about that song, they don't hit you too hard with the copyrights. You can use it if you get some mentioned in the description. Right. Actually, I'll have a quick look to see who else is live, apart from Bro Sanchez. Let's see. Oh, what the, another teens. Who's on? Now You See TV. The foundations of Earth. Does the scripture support a flat Earth? Who the fuck is this? Oh, Flat Earth Court Zone, eh? Anthony Liley. Oh my god. Here we go.
Measure it. You could just use a solar filter and measure it. I mean,
Yeah.
we wouldn't need to worry about glare. We wouldn't.
Aye, so you just play your guitar when people are trying to speak.
Behind a building.
Yeah, but with regard to angular size, if the sun's setting as it appears to set, say, Manchester from your perspective, and that's only 30 or 40 miles away, then what angular size difference would you expect if the sun's 300 miles away? It wouldn't change at all. What I'm getting at is you're
So
saying
the sun shouldn't change size because actually the Earth's only about 30 miles across.
no. What I'm saying is the angular size of the sun should or should not change, and I don't know which way it goes, but you're asserting that it should not change because the sun's close. But I'm not sure.
He's not sure, he doesn't know. What's the point even arguing? You're a fucking
They
moron.
get smaller.
I'm not sure if the sun should change size or doesn't change size. What I want to know is why the sun is there.
And
mean-
ultimately, they get so small that
Listen-
our eyes can no longer resolve.
I say Isa, let's play the guitar.
I agree that that's the case, right?
Yeah, with no atmosphere at all. I agree.
He's a suppressive
Right.
religion.
The claim is that in flat Earth, the moon is doing that. It's so far away we can no longer see it.
Yeah,
Right.
but on
It's,
the,
or it, before it rises for us, it's so far away we cannot see it, and then
Right.
it moves close enough for us to see it.
okay.
It
Well,
continues to move closer to us, and then it starts to move further away from us again until we can no longer see it.
all right.
So
let-
if it's
let-
going so far away, we should no longer see it. We should see it get gradually smaller.
Right, let me consider my previous point as I didn't articulate myself well enough, and I'm not going to try and explain it. I'll go back to my first point. If the moon and the sun are doing what you say they should be doing on a flat Earth, why is the angular size variation on both the sun and the moon consistently the same, yet one's 93 million miles away, the other one's 240,000? They should not be the same.
Because it's the result of atmosphere, and you're looking at them both through the same atmosphere. So
Why bother, Jeremy?
The
Why
angular size of
bother?
the moon should be significantly different to the angular size of the sun,
Yeah,
if
it
they're
should.
both different.
They're lonely, man.
angular size change is caused by atmosphere. So, and the
That's
atmosphere is the same in both cases.
That's absolute nonsense. It's caused by the proximity of the planet or the ball to us. The closer it is, the more of an angular size
So you're
change.
talking about the seasonal size change now, because I
No.
thought we were talking about atmosphere.
No, we're talking about the angular size change
Yeah,
in
no,
the sun and the moon.
you're talking about there's two different like theories for it, but yeah, you're right, because the idea is that you only measure a certain amount of size change throughout the year, is what he's talking about, and the point is that you're not really going to be. Would be like in regards to the distance, it would be negligible.
Is it not Jem's position that as the sun is or the moon is setting, that it should get smaller?
No, it's just saying that we measure a size change in angular diameter, and he thinks that's the atmosphere, and flat Earth proposes the possibility that maybe it does that because it's moving.
Mr. Grimm,
We're the
Isa the
ones
Freemason
that-
Muslim.
Whereas they think flat Earth is adaptable, and I'm saying that 93 million miles.
The thing is, you see, the Islamic Freemason. There's a Islamic Brotherhood. It's called. And it's like the Muslim Brotherhood. It's like a Masonic Muslim Brotherhood.
Miles away is
I'll pull it away a bit. I'll try and
My neighbour put it up to my wall as well.
I haven't had a neighbour for a while, so.
I think I might just end the stream and maybe I might start a quick one for half an hour, maybe an hour. That's the end of ISIS stream anyway. No longer on the ball. Right. Anyway, guys, thanks for coming. Have a quick look at chat before I go. Laurie Gale, Gimp Spandex Media, Void Mirror, Grim V, John Watson, how you doing? Cigar Face Bateman. Ugh, Jed, go back, read my comment. Why don't you read your comment, Channel Q? Go back to that teen things and read my comment. Jed. Mark Taylor, if you think you can judge my intelligence by judging the intelligence of the character I play on my channel, you're even less intelligent than I guessed. Taylor can judge to mass of 2 pies from 100 yards. Right, guys, I'm just going to close this and I might just open a Google Hangout. And preferably, guys, when I open this next Hangout, I preferably want Flat Earthers on. I can't really, with the Globe Earth people, we kind of just agree on stuff. I suppose we can have disagreements on a lot of things. We'll see. Thanks for joining me, guys. And I'll see you all later.